What's up, you guys? It's the receiver teacher. Today we're going to talk about how to use the throw by technique. All right, it's a great technique at the top of pretty much any route. So I'm going to teach you how to use it and when to use it, as well as how you can pair it together with other routes to really start snatching some ankles like this. Before we get into that though, make sure you go to receiverteacher.com, fill out your email in our contact form to gain access to free exclusive content. All right, so first up with the throw by, you got to make everything look like a fade until it's not. All right, so this is a great job right here in the slot by Joshua Lanier. All right, he runs a vertical with that same stem, right? Keep that in mind. And now when he's in the slot, all right, and gives that same burst to the outside, like he just did right here, that forces the DB to flip his hips upfield, all right? He's going to chase you to the vertical, and then that's when you shut it down, all right, use a throw-by technique. All right, and just to recap, all right, if you haven't watched my video, how to dominate at the top of your routes if the defender is in leverage, you should only attempt to throw by if the DB is playing over top, all right? So what that means is, right here, the DB is clearly trailing Thielen, all right? He's got a hand on his back, and Thielen has a step on him, all right? So he's just going to work over top with a move to the other side and then get over top. All right, so you should only attempt to throw by if when you get to the break point, the DB is over top, all right? That's when you work underneath, all right? Because if the DB is in leverage and then you try to throw by and you have a step on him, all right, and he's behind you trailing you, you're just going to collision him like this, all right, and the play's dead. All right, the goal with a throw by is to get this guy to flip his hips and run with you, all right, before the break. So right here, this guy's completely committed to the fade, turn his hips this way while Jerry Rice is about to break like this and get wide open. All right, in order to get a DB to chase you upfield, all right, and flip his hips, everything about your body language needs to be selling fade, all right? So we'll look at this bad example right here, all right? This receiver comes off, all right? He never fully opens his stride, all right? He's taking choppy steps the entire time, all right? One step here, all right? Choppy steps. Look at his arm, all right? He's already fighting the arm. That tells Revis right here that he's not going vertical. Now, some of you in the comments are going to make the argument that it's Darrelle Revis, and I agree. He is a good DB, but that's even more reason that you should be doing the little things right, all right? So sell everything vertical. No choppy steps. Don't fight the arm too early. Who runs a fade like this? Who runs a fade taking choppy steps, hitting his arm like this, 2 yards into the route? He knows you're about to stop. You're not selling vertical. And lastly, he raises his pad level right here, right before the break, all right? He's standing super tall right here, and as a result, Revis just sits on it, incomplete pass. Now, step two, all right, once you're selling vertical and the DB is committing, all right, he's playing over the top, he's playing aggressive, he's not trying to get beat deep. Number two, you want to lead with your hips, all right? So don't lead with your arm and tell this guy you're about to stop and get underneath him, all right? Lead with your hips, all right? The break point is the most important thing. So you'll see Jerry Rice doesn't, use his arm until he's fully dropped his weight, all right? So he drops his weight, and then he's going to slap him by or throw him by. Right, so again, don't mean to pick on this guy, but you'll see he uses his arm way too early. All right, he's telling this guy he's about to stop and use a throw by. And on the last one, all right, he didn't close the distance. All right, so now when he tries to throw by, he has no power. He doesn't even actually touch the DB, and now he's just it's lockups. All right, so that's another thing. You don't want to leave too much space in between you and the defender at the break point. All right, because now this is way too much time for him to recover once you make your break. All right, and if you want to use a throw by, he's too far. You can't even grab him right here. Again, yes, you want to use your arms, but you got to lead with your hips, all right? Don't give this guy an early indicator that you're breaking, all right, or else he's just going to sit on the route like Revis did. All right, with that being said, that all depends on how well you're selling the go route, all right, selling vertical. Making this guy chase him, all right? This guy's in oh shit mode because he's about to catch a burnout, all right? So he's going to overcompensate. And now DeAnthony Thomas, once he shuts it down by leading with his hips, he barely even needs to throw him by, all right? He already has that space because the DB's not expecting the break. See here, Michael Thomas working on Darius Slay. He stops using his arms, all right? He stops pumping his arms, and he kind of raises his pad level. So what does that do to the DB when he stops pumping his arms and kind of raises his pad level? He's going to get his hands on. Now, Michael Thomas brings us to step three, all right? Be violent. He kind of gets saved right here with a violent throw by. And the reason that he was able to make this catch, right, is not only just the violent throw by, but the fact that he took a step forward, all right, and met the ball. You always want to meet the ball. Right? If you look at Devontae Parker, all right, he hits the throw by, and then he literally just stands there. Now the DB, all right, he's able to literally just take one step and make a play on the ball. But if he had met this ball, maybe he would have made the catch. Now I know, it's third down, and he's got to get to the sticks. but always push more, all right? If you know you got to get right here, all right, push your curl route to here and then come back to the ball, all right? You always got to meet the ball. Don't rely on a perfect throw because they rarely come. All right, so first up, you got to know, is the DB over top of me, all right? Is he over pursuing me? And if so, I got to work underneath. All right. To set yourself up for that, just like any other route, all right, sell vertical. All right. Get this guy to commit his hips. All right. Turn his hips and run with you. All right. This guy's ready to go. Just take that extra step, get him to fully turn his hips upfield, and then make your break wide open. Again, always get into your breaks and lead with your hips, all right? Don't make early contact. Don't be 2 yards into your route already trying to, fight the hands, because that just tells the DB you're about to stop, all right? No choppy steps like this guy, all right? This guy's taking a bunch of choppy steps, never fully opens his stride, and at the last second raises his pad level, all right? He gets super tall here at the end, right here, all right? And this tells the DB you're about to stop, so he's just going to sit on it. And lastly, all right, if you've been selling vertical, right here, Antonio Brown gives a change of speed, and then he's going to speed burst to the fade, all right? False accelerate into your brakes. Now this DB's like, oh shit, he's about to take off, so he's going to over pursue, and that's when you shut it down, and you don't even need to throw him by, all right? Because his momentum is carrying him forward. Make sure you've closed the distance between you and the defender before the break point, all right, so that he doesn't have enough time to recover. And lastly, don't just sit there and wait for the ball, all right? You always got to meet the ball, whether that be one step, all right here, just one step meeting the ball, or like this, all right, fully running out of your break and catching the ball. And then, once you've worked the throw by enough times, right, then you can start experimenting with like a fake throw by, but that's going to be another video. But if you enjoyed this video, all right, make sure you hit the like button, comment down below what you want to see next. I read every single comment. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next video. Peace.